On today's show, we talk about lucid dreams and how to use them. We also talk about what receiving, selecting, or giving a gift means in your dream. Welcome to the Dream Interpretation Podcast with Michael and Sandy.
Hello, welcome everybody. So glad you're here.
Last show of the year, Sandy.
Yes, it is.
This is another half hour of us eavesdropping on the very important personal communication between the spirit world and you on your earth journey, because that's what dreams are. A message from your higher self to you saying, here's how close you are, or here's how far away you are from being in alignment with why you're here in the first place. That's what all your dreams about, every single one of them. And through analyzing your dreams, I can reveal your potential and the obstacles you need to overcome. We always have obstacles to overcome. And we get frustrated on the earth plane saying, oh, I could only be brilliant if this obstacle wasn't in my way. But these obstacles are not in your way. They are the way. These are the way that you're going to improve yourself, to grow spiritually and raise your vibration through overcoming whatever those obstacles are. That's the whole point of them. And your dreams reveal which obstacles are the obstacles you're meant to focus on. To get your dream analyzed on our show, go to dream-analysis.com/podcast, or simply submit your dream to radioshow@dream-analysis.com, and Nicole will get your dream and respond to it before we even use it on air. So everybody who sends a dream into the show for the last number of months gets a reply, at least a cursory analysis of the dream. Now, if you send in 20, she might pick just one, but so be selective. Sandy, anything you want to say?
We have a lot of stuff going right now, but nothing new coming up in the next few weeks. But we're going to do something this week different, because what Nicole is going to talk about and introduce is something that we're going to cover on the show a little bit more in depth. So let's start with Nicole. Michael, sound good to you? Hi, Nicole.
Hey, Sandy and Michael. So today from the radio show mailbag, I've got something a little special. I've got a lucid dream. Now, of course, we can't use the Ashling method when it comes to a lucid dream where the dreamer begins to manipulate their dream when they become lucid. But when there's some material that comes before lucidity, and if the dreamer doesn't do anything to affect the dream, there might be some things that we can get out of it. But you're going to see in this one, actually, the dreamer uses some information that she knows from the Ashling method while she's lucid. So see if you can keep an eye out for that. And perhaps this will give you some ideas for when you get lucid. And of course, getting lucid in a dream is fantastic. It is a great symbol because it shows that you're becoming more aware and awake in your dreaming life as well as your waking life. So let's hear from this lucid dreamer. She said, last night I had a lucid dream. There was a young lady. She looked Asian. Who are you? I asked. I am Anna. What are you doing here? I am you, she said. What do you mean? The dreamer asked. I am you from a past life, Anna said. What are you doing here? I asked again. She said, I am collecting my bags. Straight away, I thought, bags? That's baggage. Which bags? I asked. She pointed out a baggage carousel. We were at the airport. All of that is mine, Anna said. All of it? The dreamer asked. There were lots of bags. The baggage carousel was full of them. Yes, all my bags from all my previous lives, Anna said. Oh my gosh, I thought, all my baggage from my previous lives. I explained to Anna that the bags represented baggage, so we should get rid of them. There were so many, I wasn't sure what to do. Then I had the idea to make a big bonfire with all of them. We asked people close by to help us take the bags outside. All the bags were put on trolleys and taken outside. There was a big bonfire. Suddenly, lots of people, they looked more like shadows, she said. Came closer. I realized that they were all me in my past lives. There were so many, the dreamer writes. I suggested to hold hands around the fire, forming a big circle. The dreamer said to all of these people who were encircled around this fire, thank you for being here and for making me who I am today. They replied, we thank you for making this possible. We are very proud of you. I started to say self-love affirmations out loud, and they all repeated after me. I love myself. I love myself. I am confident. I am confident. and lots more. We were moving around the fire chanting self-love affirmations. It was such a lovely, warm feeling. I loved this. I loved this, the way that this dreamer creatively used lucid dreaming, how she recognized, of course, according to the Ashling method, that bags equals baggage. So she put that to work in her lucid dream and did some incredible work at the level of her psyche and at the level of her spirit, healing past life material. This is amazing. So I actually wrote her and I said, she's actually written in with another lucid dream, and she seems to have them fairly frequently. I said, how did you do that? Um, do you have a practice or something like that? And she said, I connect through my third eye. I asked to show me, quote, what I most need to know right now. And straight away, I become lucid. That's pretty cool. And she says, sometimes when I'm lucid dreaming and I can't think of what to do or ask, I decide to stop the dream and go back into another time to have some time to think about it. It's incredible, she writes. So just some ideas. If you get lucid in your dream, that's one of the things that you can work on. See what the Ashling method might have to say about some of those items that appear in your lucid dreams, and see what you might do with them, with that information. So with that, Michael and Sandy, I'll say goodbye and looking forward to writing and hearing from more dreamers in the mailbag. All right. See you later. Bye.
Thank you, Nicole. That was really an interesting dream she shared, and I loved what they did in the dream to get rid of baggage. Anyways, Michael, you cover lucid dreams in the mentorship program, don't you? Including some ways to trigger them?
I do indeed.
Oh.
So how do you trigger them? A lucid dream, of course, is a dream where you become aware that you're dreaming. And there are various different levels of lucidity. You can become aware to the point that you know you're in a dream, but that's all. And you still interact with everything in the dream the same way you normally would. And we still interpret that exactly as we say. Now, Nicole said the Ashling method, what she meant by that was when you're looking at the dream after the fact and you're using our dream dictionary and analyzing the dream from the dictionary. The preference, of course, is that you learn how to channel and then you analyze the dream in a very different way because now you can channel. But if you're just looking at it from the dictionary, you can analyze everything fine as long as you don't mess up the dream after you become lucid. But if you do become lucid, another part of the method, though, is to interrogate the symbols while in the dream. And that's still the Ashling method, and we will talk about that in a minute. But how do you trigger a lucid state? You trigger it by, during the day, if you look at your watch, so look at your watch and then look away and then look back at your watch. And if it's a dream, the time will have changed. Dreams are fluid. Nothing stays static. And so you can just do this in a kind of joking way during the day. And I guarantee you within about 3 days, you will do something like that. Like you look at a clock or you're reading a book, just look away from the book, look back at the book and read it again. And of course, practice this during the day. You will do it in your dream and the words will have changed on the page or the time will have changed on the clock or your watch or whatever. And then you'll realize it's dream. And normally when you have that realization within the dream, it's a higher lucid state. So you know you're dreaming and you can interact with the characters in the dream in a different way. Another level is where you just fly away. And, I think the best thing to do is really face your fears in the dream, make use of the dream state.
Yeah, back to Nicole's dream. So the fact that she recognized all the luggage on the carousel as being baggage and then taking it out and burning it, that is the best thing to do?
That's exactly the best thing to do. And the other thing that she did, and she may have heard me say this before because we've covered this on the show, but you interrogate the symbols. So you can ask anything. You can even look at the baggage in the dream and say, hey, baggage, why are you in this dream? And it'll answer you as long as you stick to this format where you're asking it what it represents. You're not asking it questions that require thought and answer. It's like, why are you in the dream? What aspect of me do you represent? What message do you have for me? What should I do because you're in the dream? Ask those type of questions of any symbol in the dream, and they're going to tell you what they represent. And we saw that in her dream, in the lucid dream. It was really good. Now, people will always know, yeah, I can talk to a character, but it's the same as any other symbol. So you can ask a chair in the kitchen, what do you represent? What do I need to do? Why are you in my dream? And they're very happy to share it because they have this level of consciousness about them, and That's their purpose. That's their mission. Now, if you can recognize a guide in your dream, that's somebody who has a title, who gives you a gift. And we're going to talk about gifts later. And there's a few other things that give them away. They're usually on an elevated position in the dream. They're taller than you, or up a few steps, or sitting on a horse, or something that makes them taller. You can ask them about anything, but still the best thing to do in the dream is to ask them about that dream. Like, why am I having this dream? What is the message of this dream? What am I meant to do? And you're going to feel a great sense of invigoration when you do that in a lucid state in your dream, because that's the whole point of the dream in the first place. And so it has that resonance within it. And so when you interrogate the symbols and figure out what the different things mean, you're going to wake up feeling supercharged, super alive. Like, wow, I have just got a shortcut to what my life is about, or what I'm meant to be doing at this moment in time. Now, I do like what Nicole's dreamer did, where she burned the baggage. Now, she could ask, what way should I eliminate this baggage? Like, so if you talk to the baggage, say, what way should I eliminate you or get rid of you? Like, what is the message? What am I meant to do? And there's many ways to do it. She just chose to burn it, and that's fine. But that's really the power of lucid dreams. Interrogating the symbols, interrogating the dream really piece by piece, and then putting it all together and saying, okay, here's what I need to do. Another thing that her dreamer did is she says that sometimes she thinks about it and then goes back into the dream at another point. You can do that. And if you do that and just visualize yourself, go meditate and go back into the dream, preferably in a channeling state, but meditative state will do, then you can do the same thing again as in the lucid state and interrogate the symbols and figure out what the dream means well after the event. And that's absolutely a fantastic and totally valid way to interpret your dreams. You're going to get the exact same interpretation as you do using the method we talk about on the show, but you're going to get it much faster. If you can get into a channeling state, then you can even do this for other people's dreams, interrogate the symbols in somebody else's dreams and say, hey, baggage, what do you mean in Nicole's dream? I know it wasn't Nicole's dream. And it will tell you, but getting into the right state for it is key.
Wow, that's really cool, Michael. That was an amazing dream, and I loved the way it ended, and I loved what they did, and I'm glad we talked about it. So, are you ready to move on?
I can just say one thing. Amy Pearson brings everybody who does the mentorship program through this process of going into a dream after the fact and interrogating the symbols in your own dream. So it is now, it's something we've wanted to include in the mentorship program for a couple of years, and we were in talks with Amy about doing it because she has many years of experience of doing this, bringing people into that state. And after 2 years, we finally have it. And it's just very coincidental that Nicole picked a lucid dream that allowed us to talk about it.
Awesome. All righty, Michael, I am ready to move on because we are going to talk about the theme of gifts. So Ruby brought up a theme of gifts and dreams and is asking 3 questions about them appearing in slightly different contexts. And she wants to know the nuance between each of the contexts. So I get to ask you these lovely questions. You ready? Ready to dive in? Okay.
Yes.
The first context, another person giving the dreamer a gift in a dream. And from her understanding that this is a guide, encouraging the dreamer to remember they have this gift and they need to be developing it and or using it more. All right, Michael, what do you think?
Absolutely. She's right about that. So when it's one of the ways that we identify a guide in a dream is they give you a gift. And they're always, through that action, encouraging you to discover what your gifts are, because oftentimes these gifts are wrapped. But even though they're wrapped, we usually know what's in them in the dream. So it's really like you got to get closer to this gift, use this gift and share it with other people. The same way that the guide is sharing the gift with the dreamer, they're encouraging them to do that with other people in their lives, because every single one of us has at least one gift.
Cool. Well, that's good. All right, the next one. The dreamer is selecting a gift for another person in a dream, but not giving it to him. And she said, when this has shown up for me before in the interpretation has been that it's about a trainee level guide. I love to understand more about that progression and what the journey is from there to a level of awareness that is more fully guide level. That was her comments.
All right.
What do you
Well,
think?
This is the dreamer choosing what gift of hers that she already has. Like I said, everybody has at least one gift that she wants to share with others or with a specific other person in reality. If the context is that the gift will be shared with someone else, i.e., it's not just a gift that you're selecting for yourself, then the dreamer is at least at the guide level, but could be higher in the spirit world. And she talks about trainee guides, and that is someone who is just new to the guide realm. They're still learning the ropes in the guide realm, you could say. But there are a few levels in that realm. So let's just cover them real quick. We have the trainee. That's okay. It doesn't say much other than they're new. They've already been given all the training needed to be a guide. They aren't taught on the job. They're not just let loose on people. And also, they're not supervised. They can ask for help at any time, and they do. And they're given all the help they ask for. So that's a trainee guide. None of them are supervised. That's just the thing that isn't really done in the spirit world. We also have a low-level guide. And so if you remember, this is someone who is finished with needing to come back to the earth plane, but still has some of their own stuff to work through. And they're growing from helping their human charge. So they're working through their own stuff while they help their human charge. And because of that, though, they are, however, still likely to infuse their own issues into that relationship. They can get angry or impatient with the human that they're meant to help. And this shows up in dreams. It's one of the things that gives them away, I suppose. Then we have the guide level itself. These guides have worked through their own issues to the point that they no longer infuse their issues into the guide-human relationship. They are super patient, tolerant, compassionate, and lots of other good words. And they're very good at what they do. And then we have a senior level guide. They're much more close to the angelic state than other guides. They help other guides. They don't help human charges unless the charge is a guide or higher themselves. Their ability to make connections is greatly increased. This is not just a smarter guide. This is a being who is reconnected with their own power. They shine more. They are a force in the guide realm. So now I want to come back to Ruby's question. Selecting a gift in a dream means you are at least at one of these levels or higher in the spirit world. You could even be an angel. So it doesn't tell us what level of guide you are, but it tells us that you're at least at the guide level or higher on that side of the coin.
Wow, that's really cool. All right, this is her third one, and that is the dreamer is giving someone else a gift in a dream. And she says, this is her analysis of what she thinks it means. This must be a progression further than only selecting or trying to select a gift. Would that be right? I wonder now if the gift that they gave in the dream is about a gift they need to develop or use more, or if it's showing work that's already occurring on the astral plane, like a gift they're already using on that level.
So it's not a progression. And yes, it definitely means you're at a guide level or higher. But this simply means you're at the point of sharing your gift. And yes, you can always develop your gift or use it more. It can mean those things. Usually you will know this from the outside of the dream. Like in reality, are you helping others with your gift now? No. Then you know you're being asked to. Do you share but hold part of yourself back? Yes, then you need to improve how you use it and so on. So like you know when it's your own dream what the context is. And if you're analyzing somebody else's dream, they will share it with you. And Ruby gives us some examples that you're going to go into now. But I do want to say one other thing, because we've often got this criticism. When I talk about somebody's level on the other side, some people will excuse me. When I talk about a spirit's level on the other side, some people write and complain about that. Like, why are you talking about levels? We're all the same, yada, yada, yada. That's a total nonsense. We are all on our way back to being connected with our light. Some of us are more connected than others. Some of us are more connected into our power than others. There is a wide variety of differences of power and level and abilities and awareness on the other side. And knowing what somebody's level is can be very useful to know, okay, here's what you do on the other side, and this fits in with what you're doing here. And if you really believe that there is no difference between different people, you open yourself up to a whole world of pain. You can get attacked when you're channeling, for instance, if you don't know how to do it right. And some people who've never been attacked have this view that it's absolutely fine. There's never any issues. But if you do get attacked and learn how to deal with it, you can clear them. But then there are some beings who can attack you who have such a level of power that you need help getting cleared. You really do need to know that there are different levels on the other side, and there are different intentions in beings on the other side, and learn to discern. Discernment is the biggest thing, your best friend, probably, when it comes to doing any work in the spiritual field, especially discernment of who you're talking to on the other side and who somebody is on the other side. Anyway, I don't know.
I find that very interesting because I can understand why people would get confused and really have a hard time with the levels on the other side. Because when we come here, we all start on the same playing field. We're all, excuse me, the same level. So all humans start out the same. We all need our parents. We all are pretty, having to be taken care of. And then as we grow and so forth, we're still on the same level playing field. So someone that may have a lot of power there, when they come here, it's just not here with them. And so it's definitely what makes this world such an amazing place to be, because you could be someone that's a trainee guide, say, just starting out, doing your chomps, and you're here with someone that's a senior guide, or angel, and they will look the same as you. They're going to do the same things. We all have to do the same things. Get up in the morning, do your morning routine. If you got a job, you go to the job. You all need to make money. We want to have shelter, food, want to provide for our families. So all of that is stuff that makes us a level playing field. What do you think about that?
It starts level, but when you get into alignment with who you are, then you can bring in more and more of your power. Your higher self kind of does it in a way, and I know we've talked about this on the show before. Your higher self does it in a way where it stands back. And it's kind of like, I'm betting that this life will go this direction, but I'm not betting all the chips. And I also am going to dilute my power before I come here in case I use it negatively and I go backwards. So instead of increasing my vibration, I lower my vibration because I get greedy or hungry for power or whatever it is, or control. And so we come here, and higher level spirits tend to live life in two parts. One where they're playing along with everybody else, and then they hit a point of awareness. And from that point forward, they live life in service to the spirit world, really. They're doing what they know they came here to do. They step into alignment. And the more they get into alignment and the more they purge things that would possibly pull them in wrong directions, the more of their power that they can then pull in from the other side. And so you don't start off with it all, but you can be given a lot of it back because of the level of awareness that you achieve. And then it's a different playing field. Like, we're all on the same pitch, but people who do that are living a different life. That is incredibly useful to so many other people around them.
Excellent. Anyways, I want to dive back into the gifts, and Ruby has attached a few dreams to show us the above references. And so this is great. I love the examples. So the first example of being given a gift. I walk with Emma along a cobblestone path. We enter an ancient building with a woman inside who is Emma's grandmother in the dream. An earthly woman with eyes that shine with love. A fountain is built into the internal wall of the room. So the old lady hands me a gift, a blue crystal, the same as the one Duncan gave me in a necklace. That's cool, Michael. I like the blue crystal. All righty.
Well, that's because you're able to work with crystals. You love crystals. So this is good. Obviously, it's a guide, gives her the gift in a dream. And it's asking her to express her spiritual knowledge. That's the fountain. So we know she has a spiritual knowledge. We know that she's done it in a past life because we have the cobblestone path, which is also a karmic reference to, like, life is hard too. But she's done this in a past life, and it's a karma again to do it in this lifetime. The gift is a crystal. If you were handed the crystal in a necklace, which you weren't, then even the karma is a gift given to you. You asked to be allowed to help others and were granted your request. Anyway, here you are. Are you sharing yourself? You have an affinity with crystals. You are handed a crystal. Are you using them to help others? I channeled on this. You're able to create sacred spaces with them. You can also create healing spaces, and you can also channel lots of balancing and healing energy into your client through crystals. And the way they showed it to me is like you can set up this beautiful space, like a sacred space or a healing space or whatever the intention is. And I think you're doing that with other crystals. And then you use another crystal to channel that beautiful energy from that space into whoever you're working with. So you definitely have that amazing ability with crystals. And so here in this first one, being given a gift, is you already have it. And the spirit world is showing you, reminding you, hey, you have a gift, the ability to work with crystals. So lovely dream, lovely meaning. Always going to be my favorite type of dream is where guides give you a gift.
All righty. So here is the next one, example of choosing a gift for someone else or attempting to. In a basement, choosing a candle to give my sister-in-law as a gift. My mom is there helping me to choose. The store is 2 walls of corner in the room. The candles are gray/silver. We carefully select one, but do not give it to her. Jane is there at the tall workbench.
All right. Now, she doesn't tell us anything about Jane, and Sandy changed the name. But she is at a workbench, so this is something you're meant to do. You're meant to work at doing this. And she's tall, so like you need to stand up. So it's a tall workbench. So this is something you're meant to do in the spiritual field. We know that because of the tall nature of the workbench, let's say. What is the gift? The gift is intuition. I'm in the basement choosing a candle. We don't like basements. They're fine. But it really says that this is below my conscious awareness, below ground level. And I'm choosing a candle. So I am trying to decide which of my gifts am I going to use to help other people. And of course, the candle says it's your intuition, gift of intuition, which is really what the fountain in the other dream was about. And the fountain was connected to a wall as well. Here she says their store is 2 walls. So the store is like, this is what I sell. I am meant to share this gift with other people, and I'm meant to make money through using this gift with other people. You say the candles are gray/silver. So gray is about denial of emotion. So we know feminine energy is how intuition works. So you got to do some work to open yourself up and not hold back, which is what gray is. I mentally hold back. I'm in my head thinking about things instead of being in my heart and passionate and loving and so on. But that's what it's about. It's still a good dream. And the mum reference in this dream is a little bit different. Her mum is also a guide. I've done some of her dreams on the show before. So her mum is a helpful agent in her dreams. Very unusual. We don't see that much, but it's cool to see it in her dream.
Hey, Michael, guess what? I think we're out of time. And we've got 2 more really fun dreams that give you examples of selecting a gift. And I really, really want to cover these in full detail. So we're going to have to move this to next week. So we're going to leave everybody hanging. You guys have got to come back next week to hear the examples of selecting a gift. Anyways, that's our show for this week. The Dream Clinic that would normally be on the first Tuesday of January is actually going to be on the 14th because we are traveling on that day. So for the Dream Clinic, the free Dream Clinic, that's at 9:00 Pacific time, instead of being on January 7th, it'll be on January 14th, 2025. Anything else you want to add, Michael?
No, that's it. I'm enjoying this show. I hate to end it.
Me
and
too.
it'll be funny. See you all in 2025.
Yep. Have a great new year. Thank you, everybody. Bye.